fly around the world. I'm LLBlueDragon, and welcome to the stream, everybody. Hello and hi and hello. Hope everyone's doing great. Hope everyone's doing fantastic today. I'm sorry that I couldn't stream yesterday. The wind was blowing so fastly. Like, it was literally crazy. Literally crazy. Literally crazy. So I didn't want to risk it being, while streaming, turn off the power and stuff. Because I honestly kind of felt like it. So, that's why I couldn't stream yesterday. But we're here to stream today. And today we are going to continue more of PowerWash Simulator. Last time that we left off, we basically continued more of the Ferris wheel. We're actually done with the pillars of holding the Ferris wheel, and now we're working on the beams and the sides for the connecting area. We're almost done with that, and we're almost done with the Ferris wheel. We're pretty close. So yeah. So hopefully this time we'll actually see what our next project would be and stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Do this, do that, do this, and bam. Our radio. Man, look at that. We're literally past the halfway point. 70%. So we got a couple more to go. We got like 20. Yeah, we got like 22% more to go. So honestly, we might be able to finish this, hopefully. Hopefully for sure. Alright, so we're actually done with these. Oh, we were on that one, I think. Alright, I'm just gonna stop where we last stopped. Which is taking a while. Ah, here we are. There we go. Okay. So let's go. Let's continue onwards. You know what I was thinking? I was honestly thinking about, like, New Year parties and stuff. Because honestly, I'm gonna say it, I never had a New Year's party. Never been to one, and probably not very much interested in going to one. You know? I'm just not very interested in any of those things. Because growing up, like, the only time when my family does anything for New Year's is that we just like pop fireworks and then we were just like done. You know, we were never interested in like seeing the ball drop or anything like that. it was just an excuse for us to pop fireworks and call it done. Because the only time we ever get to pop fireworks was either New Year's or 4th of July. But nowadays, now that I'm like older enough, I only get to see like those, like, I'm just not interested in popping fireworks anymore, you know, because I'm like older and stuff. But like, for like New Year's for me, what I do, and honestly for 4th of July as well, I just look outside, see like a firework go off and be like, Happy New Year! Happy 4th of July! Okay, I'm going to bed. And I've been doing that for so long. I honestly been doing that for so long, and nothing has changed. I honestly have no desire to like do anything else for 4th of July or like the New Year or anything like that. Maybe, sure, yeah, maybe a couple of times I'll go see the ball drop on, like, TV and stuff. But, like, I'm just never interested, overall, at the slightest, of having a New Year's party or anything. Because my family has never... We never actually do that. We honestly never do that. Nor the 4th of July. We don't have like a big barbecue blowout and just have fireworks. We just literally pop fireworks and call it done. Or we just like watch, oh my gosh. There was this one time that we just decided to watch the fireworks from our neighbors. And it's just been like a tradition that we've been doing for like a while now. And like, this guy had huge fireworks. He literally had huge fireworks and he was like blowing them off and everything into the sky and everything, and it was so cool and everything. And that was just probably the year where we just didn't pop fireworks. We just see like the neighbor like pop fireworks, and that has been a tradition for me for like a while now. It's just to see somebody else pop fireworks and be like, yep, okay, I'm done. Ooh. Cracking view of the volcano from the top of the wheel, ain't it? We'll definitely do that once we're done. We'll definitely have a ride of the Ferris wheel once we're done. Especially when it's smoking like it right now. Yeah, that thing is going. There's smoke at the volcano. It's supposed to do that, yeah? Yeah, why else wouldn't it be? Have you never seen a volcano that has not smoked? Probably not. You know what's really interesting about volcanoes? And I never thought about this when I was growing up or anything like that. I just knew that volcanoes were just like there, you know? I just thought that maybe a volcano had been like exploded from a mountain and that's how you get a volcano. But no, here's how volcanoes actually comes to be. So, volcanoes do not start off from land. They start from the sea. That's right, they start from the sea. And down in some of the sea area, there's like little raptures of like volcanic matter that's in the earth. And sometimes when there is a crack or something, it literally has blowing up like bubbles. It has like a chemical reaction between water and lava. Because honestly, when you have lava and water, it creates steam and everything. Which honestly equals water. And it bubbles up. It honestly bubbles up until a matter of time where there's like an earthquake coming about. There's an earthquake coming about and everything. And mountains start and like rocks starting to collide up until a fracture of that one little like radar, because they make like radars of like steam, like a little like a little shape that you see with a volcano. They make like a little shape in the water to make it like have access to like the lava with the water. And then with an eruption, all of a sudden it like pushes up. The volcano push upwards and starts flying rocks and debris, because now that the lava has just like enough like build up into that little tiny pressure that needs to release that lava out into like the world, it just like pushes us upward with the rocks and it just releases everything. And that's how islands are made. That's how volcanoes are made. Because there's like a little crack underneath the ocean, and it mixes up with water, creating a chemical reaction that has like air pressured up against them between the lava and the water, and it just shoots it up into the air with the volcanic matter, trying to push it upwards, trying to get that air out and the water, and it just creates a volcano. And that's how islands are made. That's honestly how islands are made. There's probably more information about it when you go search up of how volcanoes are made, but that's how volcanoes are made. I learned that from the Magic School Bus. That's how volcanoes are made. And I learned that from like my teachers. My science teacher. When we were learning about rock layers and stuff. Which was kind of interesting. Which honestly was kind of interesting, learning about like layers from like from the earth and stuff. Really interesting. Really, really interesting. But man, that was also... It was honestly... No wait, it wasn't that year. It was honestly not that year that I had during my 6th grade. Which honestly, I will say... My 6th grade year for science was absolutely nuts. Okay, it was literally absolutely nuts. Absolutely nuts. Did I actually do this side? Yes, I did. So, here's the reason why I say that. Here's the reason why I say that. So, during my 6th grade year, my science teacher was pregnant during that time. And she had a big belly. So it was almost due for her to have her baby. And this was actually during the time of the beginning of the school year. So when she had her baby, we had so many substitute teachers during that time. Because honestly, when you have a baby, you're supposed to spend time with your baby and make sure it's all good, and you're just raising your baby. You know, this is the time for you to raise your baby, and you cannot immediately go back to work. You have to take care of the baby. So during that time, we had so many substitute teachers. And honestly, during those times when you have substitute teachers, and this is honestly true, because honestly this happens every single time when you have a substitute teacher, classroom goes nuts. Classroom literally goes nuts, and this happens every single day during my class, during my science year in 6th grade. Literally everybody is going nuts. So everybody is like throwing things, making a ruckus, talking out loud, not paying attention or anything like that. And I'm just sitting there in like this middle of the chaos, just like trying to survive, you know. I was just being quiet like as if there's like a bunch of monkeys going all about in the classroom. I was just sitting down, holding my ground, paying attention, and just doing my work. There was even a couple of times that the vice principal and the principal has to come into the classroom and tell us to simmer down and be quiet. There were literal times that happened. But either way, at the end of it, everybody just goes absolutely insane. Everybody just goes nuts at the very end of it. And also, this was honestly during the time where I had the ability to be very much good at word searches. Because during my entire, like, lesson, during, like, those times and everything, we just got, like, a bunch of word searches and everything. We just get absolute nothing but, like, word searches. Maybe some, like, questionnaires and stuff from, like, the text, but most of the time, we had word searches. We honestly had a lot of word searches. And there was honestly even a moment that there literally has to be, like, a back-to-back word searches, because I would just be done in minutes. I would literally be done in minutes, and there will be times that I do hand out the answers, because honestly, nobody is really good with word searches except for me. Like, I would just be done in, like, minutes. And sometimes I'll hand out the word searches to, like, people that needs to have them done, or just can't find any word at all. And for me, I would just find it in minutes. I would honestly just find the words in, like, minutes. But yeah, my year for science in 6th grade was absolute nuts. It was literally nuts. And I think that's, like, only the, like, time of year that I can actually think of was, like, the most craziest time I've ever had in, like, a classroom. Because there were literally crazy moments that I had in classrooms, but honestly, that takes the cake. Anything else, that takes the cake. Now, honestly, there were times that I do struggle in, like, certain classrooms. I do remember that. Especially geometry. I literally did not like geometry. And neither did anybody else in our classroom. Literally nobody in our classroom, like, likes geometry. Like, we try. I even had a tutor to help me learn geometry. And even to this day, I still don't know how to do geometry. Nobody else does. She even tries to, like, teach us, like, it's the same thing as, like, sports and everything, you know? You have to have, like, a degree of an angle to throw something. Even during my time when I was in sports, that's right, I was in, track and field and everything, and during that time, and, like, my coach was telling me about, like, degrees and everything of how to use my arms to, like, run and everything, and I'm like, bruh, you just run. Like, there's no, like, science to this or anything like that. It's track and field. You basically just run. There is no science to that. You have just to run. Like, there's no logic to this. You have to, like, run. Run as fast as you can. There is no science to it. None. No questions asked. But yeah, geometry really was really bad. It was really, really bad for me. But luckily, there was, like, 2 geometry teachers. I was lucky enough to have, like, the one that was good. There was another geometry teacher that literally was very ruthless. Like, he was literally ruthless, and he would just not, like, take no for an answer. Like, if we, like, get something, if there was, like, a wrong answer, he would be on the ball and just, like, yelling and everything, and be so upset to the students about getting, like, these answers wrong. And he was just, like, he was mean. He was honestly mean. He was honestly mean. And stuff. And my brother had him. And stuff. And I was scared. Sometimes when I see him down the hall, I was just like scared. I was honestly scared. Now, there was a time where I was in the exact same room as he was in. Because we had like the, we had to have like a final test. We had to have like a final test and everything. And I was just trying so hard because we had like geometry, like a geometry like pre-test, and I was just like, I cannot for the life of me know anything about this. Like, I do not know how to solve this. I do not know how to solve this. And he was just like watching. He was just like being like a vulture, just like eyeing us of like seeing what we did or did not do wrong. And he was like coming towards me, and I was like, oh God, please, no, don't be mean to me. Don't be mean to me, please, please. I don't know anything, please. And like, he was just like right next to me, and I was just ready. I was ready for there to be yelling, screaming, or just like literally something from this teacher. And he was just like so calm and collective and tell me to do this, and walks away. And I'm like, huh? What? Huh? Like, I was ready. I was honestly ready for a full-on, like, yelling spree, but no. That didn't happen. And I was just like, what? But it turns out that he was honestly a really nice guy. He was honestly a really nice guy at the very end of it. But, like, I have heard so many stories from so many, like, students that this teacher was literally scary. That he was honestly really scary. '84, about to be 85 soon. Man, I'm really hoping that we actually do finish this today. I really hope that we finish this, because I think this is the longest, like, job request that we have ever did. Because usually we do, like, bam, bam, and bam, but this one, I think this one takes the cake. This one has to be the longest we ever, like, did of cleaning. This has to be the longest job we ever took for pressure washing. Okay, there we go. No. Okay, that one's clean. That one's clean. Man, we still got so much to go. Ah! Come on, I was there. I was literally there. Trying to get on here. There we go. There we go. Oh, I can literally get this side too. I just realized I could literally get this too. Alrighty. Now we just get this. Get any of the edges. Now we go on this side. Man, it's been a while since I've been to a fair. Well, maybe somewhat. Well, actually, let me scratch that. I've been to a fair. It was pretty cool. But I'm just remembering my times at, like, the fair of my hometown. I wonder how that's going so far. Because, like, last time... Because, honestly, it's honestly crazy sometimes of the fair that I have in my hometown. Because, like, there has been, like, reports of there being fights breaking out all the time. And there has to be a reminder now in, like, the papers that if there is a fight breaking out in, like, in the fair, you literally have to pay like $1,000 or something in a fine. And it was like nuts. Like, you literally had to see that in the newspaper now for like a reminder of, hey, no fights. And like, there was literally a fight that went so crazy. And I heard it from like one of my coworkers from my old job. And she was literally like in the middle of it. And when I say she was in the middle of it, she was literally in the middle of the fight. And this all happened near the Ferris wheel. Out of all the rides, it would happen near the Ferris wheel. So, the thing about it is that she was with her friends. And this guy, which I think it was like one of her friends, or like one of the friends, got into an argument because of some drama show, I think. And like, he started to fight with one of the guys, and one of the guys was trying to back off one of the other guys, while one of the other group people was trying to break up the fight, but then he was fighting that person, and it just so happened that it was just like a ring of people just like fighting over fighting. Like, it was just like a ring of like a donut of just fighting people over fighting people. And she was basically in the middle of all of this, and one of her friends had to get her. So you literally see like all friends, non-friends, people fighting and everything. And it gotten so bad that the cops had to come over and like break up the fight, but they scattered. And the cops had to like chase them down. And the thing was, it got in like that much like noticeable that the riots had to literally shut down. Like, the riots literally shut down for an hour because of the cops had to like go out to the city to hunt the people down that caused the fight. They had literally had to go in 3 different directions. They literally had to go in 3 different directions trying to find these people. And then the riots resume when they actually captured the guys. Like, it was insane. It was honestly an insane, like, moment of how it happened and everything. But yeah, literally insane. There's always something going down sometimes. At fairs. At some of my fairs. Oh yeah, I can get this side too. Oh, but you know what I miss about the fair? There's this one game that me and my brother like to go to. And it was basically like a claw machine. So it was literally like a booth. It was literally like one of those booths. There was honestly 2 booths. One of them had a claw machine, and another one had like a spinning wheel. And you tried to get like all these tokens through this spinning wheel to get like tickets. And the amount of tickets will end up letting you get a prize. And like my brother and I, we loved that claw machine. We honestly go to it all the time because honestly it was like so fun. But now it's just like no more anymore. Like it's just like gone, you know? There was even a moment of time that I literally reached my hand into the pocket trying to grab something. I think I grabbed something. And I almost got my hand stuck into it, but luckily I got my hand out. Like it was pretty much like, a very fun booth, other than the pop the balloons, because I love the pop of the balloons. They're really fun, and they're not like ripped, because you know how some carnival games are. They're honestly cheating. It's very much outrageous, and there's no worth of like getting like anything, but because it's just a rigged game. It's honestly just a rigged game. And there's no point of like getting the prize because it's so rigged. Which is why you should only go for the balloon games. The balloon games are not fake. They're honestly not cheatable. But every time when I do the balloon games, I always get like one of those small prizes. Like a flower or like one of those like small like animals. Which is honestly really cute, But there was a moment with me and my dad where we were just like, you know what, let's do this. Let's do this balloon thing to like, let's just do it to the extreme, you know? So we did not stop at just like simple darts. We wanted to get like one of those big prizes. I always wanted to get one of those big prizes, but I never could get any of the big prizes. But like my dad, he made it happen. So we were just like on a roll, popping balloons one after another. And like we were just like getting up there to the next level of getting one of those big prizes. But then my dad, he missed a balloon. And we didn't actually get one of those big prizes. We actually ended up getting one of those medium prizes. And it was just like a little orange whale with like a sailor cap on and everything. And it was so cute. It was so cute. I honestly still have it. I honestly still have the little whale with me. But yeah, it was really awesome. It was honestly really awesome. Really awesome moment that we had together. But yeah, always go for the balloon ones. Always go for the balloon ones. They're honestly not rigged, and they're super fun. Super, super fun. Oh, I didn't get that. Okay, that looks clean, I think. I can't tell because the sun is blocking. Alright, we're almost at 90%. 90%! We're literally almost done with this. Ooh. Oh man. But you know, I actually do like events sometimes for when it comes to like my fair. For the fair that I go to. Because the thing is, I'm not the type of person that wants to know who's going to be the king and queen. Which honestly, I will say, I think it's very much like, needs to be like a point of time where we need to find a king. Because for the longest time we always have like queens and everything. We never have kings. I really wish there was a moment of time where we literally have kings instead of having queens and everything. Because honestly, I'm not interested in like any of the events in general, you know. But there is one event that I just love, and it's like a hit or miss thing, but it's so enjoyable. And I really love it, and I really do miss it. So, this event is called the Frog Derby. The Frog Derby is basically, you're on stage. Now, might I add you that this is on stage. So the Frog Derby is basically one person has a frog in their bucket. Very big frog in their bucket. And they placed it onto the ground. And they talliate how far the frog jumps. And how far the frog jumps, the further it is, the further, like, points. The further, like, it goes, the more points you actually get. And the frog, whoever has the furthest points, wins. Okay, I think this is the last row. Now, the reason why this is fun to me is because all of these contestants are girls. And sometimes they get overly dramatic of picking up a frog. And I'm just like, it's a frog. Like, if you literally didn't like a frog, why are you here? And they place it onto the ground. And sometimes they actually, the frog, there was a moment where the frog literally jumps off the stage. There was literally a moment where the frog just goes bananas and just like jumps everywhere. And it's like, and like people were trying to catch it, it's on the loose and everything. And like I said, one of them gone off the stage and everything. It was awesome. It was literally awesome. And that has been like my favorite event. Out of all the events that they show, that's my favorite. That is literally my favorite. Frog Derby action. But I honestly do miss it. I honestly do miss the Frog Derby. It's so fun. Just to see the frogs going everywhere. People are screaming. Like, it's so fun. It's literally so fun and hilarious at the same time. Okay, we only have 9% more to go. 9% more to go. There we go. Now we get up on here. We do these. Get all of that cleaned up. Alright, now we do the other side. Okay. Oop! Didn't mean to do that. Oh, I can't get up on there? Okay. Little parkour action. Okay. Oh, I did those? Did these sidings? Okay. So now that we did those, it's time we get the ladder. The big ladder. Big ladder time! Whoops. Fell off. I think we'll be able to work on this just a little bit. We finished that one! That's a success! Oh, that one too! Oh, that one too! Oh, we're finishing them left and right. That's awesome. We'll definitely have to turn some parts. Like, maybe when we, like, pause this, we'll work what we have, and then I'll have to, like, turn it on again and then stop. Just to make sure if I'm not, like, missing anything. But this technique is good for now. Just doing what we have right in front of us. And then we have to do the back. Once we get to 4, I think we'll wrap things up here. That's a thing. Alright, now work on this side. Oh, we finished the wheel. That's good. That's excellent. Oh, we're made it to 4. Alrighty. So, with that being said, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm probably going to have to end here, guys. We did a lot today. We actually finally finished the paneling and the underneath of the wheel of the Ferris wheel, and now we're going to be doing the sides. And hopefully, this time around, for next stream tomorrow, we'll actually finish it this time. So yeah. So with that being said, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm probably going to have to end here, guys. Tomorrow, I'll continue more of this. I'll let you guys know on Twitter and Instagram on when I'm going to be live. And thank you guys so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And I hope you guys have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you are in this world. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye! Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye-bye-bye-bye.